Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of the Ultra Confusion Thursday Night Hangout. I, of course, am your host, Charlie, and I'm joined once again by the prolific comer himself, Zealeus. All right, apparently the part of Zealeus will be played by a mime.
How goes it tonight, yo?
He's stuck inside a box. It goes, my friend, it goes.
But where does it go?
It goes right to where it's supposed to go, my friend.
And where should it be going?
To the do.
What? I don't understand.
Do.
Oh, you mean do that do?
Yeah, that do.
Oh, I thought you meant the other do. I thought you meant the do from the morning when you wake up and it's all over your plants and your car and your shoes.
No.
That's rather unfortunate. I was hoping for the other do, personally. Make life interesting.
Would it? Or would it not?
It would to me. Because I don't do
This is the real question.
I don't know. I think it's a question, so much as it's elementary.
Ah, it's elementary, my dear Watson.
But who is the Watson?
Oh, speaking of which, I find Honest Trailers did an Honest Trailer on the BBC Sherlock.
Nice.
It was hilarious and spot on.
I am quite the fan of basically anything having to do with Honest Trailers.
Honest Trailers is awesome, I have to say.
Honest Trailers.
And man, did they rip Suicide Squad a new one.
I haven't seen Suicide Squad.
Have you seen the movie?
I have not. No.
I have not seen the movie either, but I watched the trailer because it was the next one up, and oh man, they ripped it.
Now here's my problem with stuff like Honest Trailers, any of those kind of like spoof ones.
Yep.
My problem is I usually start the first one around when I'm going to bed. Like I'm just gonna check out YouTube real quick. It's already like 10:30.
Yep.
And before I know, it's like I've been looking at crappy YouTube videos for the last hour, and I
Yep.
can't stop because there's the next one in my queue.
Yup.
It's definitely a problem. Yes. So I love YouTube, but at the same time, no.
I'm sorry, the DCC universe just ain't doing so well these days. What are you doing to Galaxy?
It's just like being in the middle of my chest weirds me out, man.
Here, do you want the little spider then?
I feel better now. Yes, I like the little spider guy.
All right. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, let us start our regular Thursday night hangout. We're going to go right after the big news. The big news!
How big is this news?
Super big!
Big news!
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, you may have noticed that Big Fandom Greenville has been basically something that I have been pushing for since I went to the convention. And that actually was a couple weeks ago. It was in November. I think it was like the weekend of November 18th. And it was in Greenville, South Carolina. It was the first ever Big Fandom Greenville. Unfortunately, because of some slight financial estimation errors, they didn't quite make their goal. So they still have the GoFundMe page up. So by all means, please go to that GoFundMe page and donate so they can recover their costs. Now, here is the amazing, awesome thing.
What is awesome?
That was just announced, and that is that Big Fandom Greenville will be back for 2017 because it has a co-sponsor going forward. This co-sponsor will be with Big Fandom Greenville until the end of time.
Do we know who this sponsor is?
It is Nerd Nation Magazine.
Nerd Nation? I think I'm going to see Ultra Confusion.
I wish. But unfortunately, Ultra Confusion's pockets are not that deep at all. But
You
anyways,
just got so better.
so the very interesting thing about Nerd Nation Magazine that I know that maybe not a lot of people know, or maybe a lot of people know if they follow Nerd Nation Magazine, is that there are a lot of ties within that organization to a group of individuals that helped run at least a convention, maybe a couple. So they know a thing or two about running conventions.
Okay.
So it's not like, they're blindly going into it. And now, of course, they found a convention that they want to back, and ta-da, they get to back.
Very nice.
So Big Fandom Greenville will be co-sponsored by Nerd Nation Magazine, and that, of course, immediately means that Ultra Confusion will be back for year 2, where we'll get a table and we'll also do at least 2 panels.
There you go. Very nice.
So we're coming back to Big Fandom Greenville, and seriously, everyone and anyone out there, if you want an awesome convention near the end of the year, I know that a lot of people, their budgets their convention budget's probably spent by November. Save a little bit of money to go to Big Fandom Greenville.
What makes Big Fandom Greenville so epic?
The amazing thing about Big Fandom Greenville is that while I'm thinking about it, Zealeus is going to have to move the phone just a little bit because it's your shoulder and me smack dab in the middle, the phone.
Oh, yes, it is.
So
It's kind of funny looking now that I look at it.
Yeah.
Wait, no, I can just...
oh my God,
So like
just
this?
weird. Okay, you're just all right. Anyways, Big Fandom Greenville. Everyone, it's kind of like it's. I don't want to. I hate using the terminology. It's a buddy convention. However, the guest of honor, the vendors, the rest of the guests, all that stuff, they are 100% friendly. The volunteers, security, the attendees. Yeah, it's much better. They all want to be there. They all want to socialize. They all want to, they all want to be part of this convention. There's not people going, oh God, this convention. Everyone was having an amazing time. So hopefully this upcoming year is going to be even better.
You know the ironic part of that?
What's that?
In my opinion, at least, which I know I'm probably going to be, kicked off the show for, which I'm okay with, is the show or the convention that shall not be named that happened from the ashes of this kind of in a way, is one of the best parts of that convention, though, was the staff.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, it was the floor staff. It wasn't obviously the higher up staff for reasons we will not get into, but the floor staff was
Actually,
one of the
there was
best.
one specific individual, and speaking of which, she came out, thank you, Jessica, and found me at Big Fandom Greenville and said, hey, I've been trying to see if one of the conventions that I'm working was going to line up with Ultra Confusion, and finally she was over the moon with the respect and the review we gave her because she actually gave a damn about everyone there.
And I did see that she wrote your board for you.
Yes,
I saw
yes,
that. Yes,
yes, she did.
That's very nice.
Yes, because my handwriting is terrible, and so is Axe's handwriting. It's probably even worse than mine, which is really hard to do.
I think you'd have to try for that.
Well, we're both programmers.
That's kind of an award.
Yes. Anyway, so Big Fan of Greenville. Keep an eye on it. I don't know if it's exactly going to be in November. They haven't given a set date, but Ultra Confusion will be there, and of course, we'll be talking about it a lot. So as long as you're watching the Thursday Night Hangout and checking out the website and all the other stuff, you'll learn about Big Fan of Greenville.
Very nice.
All right, on to the next topic, my friend.
I thought that was the only topic because it was so epic.
It was so epic. All right, now here's a funny thing. Riot Games came out, I think it was like over the weekend, and they released their statistics for their viewership versus the NHL Finals viewership.
Okay.
Now, this is the kind of thing that kind of bugs me, okay? Mm-hmm. So they're taking the viewership for the final game of the NHL playoffs, the game that basically decided who was going to win, and they compared it against the League of Legends Championship.
Okay.
Which is the entire event.
So, like, if somebody watched, like, one match, but not the other match, then they consider it to be that.
Yeah. Because they were going off of unique viewers.
So, really, the equivalent would be if you took that final match of the entire championship and compared it to, basically, the NHL viewership, would really be apples to apples.
Probably. So, but basically, the deal is, at the end of the day, if I remember correctly off the top of my head, League of Legends had, through the entire run of the championship, had like over 54 million unique viewers tuned in for that, which is amazing. Because I think the final game for the NHL was like 19.5 or 18. So, I mean, it was just like, but then when you look a little bit further, it's like, oh, yeah.
They're going to statistics lie.
So
I mean, you
the
can
thing
make
is-
them fudge them.
Right, absolutely. You can basically, kind of mold the statistics to tell you whatever the hell you want to. I mean, that's what a lot of propaganda news sites do. They're like, well, once upon a time, this dude who is a scientist who did get discredited, but at the time, back in 1998, he said that the world was flat. So the world has to be flat.
Well, duh.
I know. Well, it's because somebody said something that had accreditation at the time, so it has to be true.
Well, the world was flat for thousands of years, and now all of a sudden in the last 1,000 years you tell me the world is round?
Yep.
Who's right? The people for thousands of years or people for 1,000 years? I
don't
mean,
know.
this is...
But anyways, it is very interesting, and it is definitely a sign of
The apocalypse?
No. Of things happening with esports. Now, of course, Turner's got an exclusive deal with CSGO. Oh my God, I just blinked out. Who got the big League of Legends contract? Oh, MLB.
Yeah, MLB.
MLB.
Their streaming thing, yeah.
Yeah, their streaming thing.
Yeah.
Which is a huge chunk of change. Holy crap. Holy crap.
Well, I mean, we've talked about it a few times, and streaming of your, MOBAs and FPSs and the esports, it's coming to you. It's
right. Now, of course, the argument we made, the thought that we brought up last time we got in this discussion was, okay, if you're going to be going into these deals where you have individuals, basically companies, media companies coming in and saying, hey, we want exclusive rights to stream this stuff. What's going to happen to sites like Twitch or Google Gaming? Because now, Twitch is really the one that like Smite and League of Legends and all those guys, that's their fallback streaming thing.
Yep.
So what's going to happen to Twitch?
Well, I think, for the bigger games, take the LoL Championships, they'll be uniquely streamed on this MLB thing, would be my assumption.
Well, actually, I'm cheating because I already know the answer.
But there you go.
Twitch is already in talks with several different teams to purchase the rights, or in some shape or form of purchasing the rights or gaining their sponsorship onto teams, which would then allow them to broadcast anything that team, that base organization does.
Okay, here's my question.
Yeah.
Okay, so the agreement that LOL/Riot Games made with MLB was for streaming, right?
Mm-hmm.
Say you have Team A, who then makes the agreement with Twitch, right?
Mm-hmm. So it's a Twitch team.
Twitch team, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would imagine when MLB and Riot made this agreement, the whole point was basically exclusive streaming, right? Now, Team A is making this agreement with Twitch, and they get to the championships, where when Riot and MLB made this agreement, the whole idea is we'd be streamed on the MLB thing and not on Twitch.
As long as the Twitch team is the team that they're showing, they'll be able to do it. Because it's like we live in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. No matter what, at 1 o'clock, or unless it gets pushed on Sundays, we're going to see the Falcons.
But
that's basically, it's the equivalent of the local channel.
Correct. That's because MLB has agreed, or NFL has agreement with the Atlanta franchise. The question is Riot going to grant the same rights?
It's not an agreement. If the
NFL wanted to, they could prevent the Falcons from streaming games locally per copyright if they wanted to. They allow them to because it makes sense to let them do it.
You know what would happen if the NFL were to revoke those rights, right?
No, it'd be terrible. Don't get me wrong.
Because every other team would then turn against Goodell like they. Okay,
well, I get that part. No,
The thing is, you're not going to be able to stop Twitch from.
Legally, you can though. I don't see why there's not a legal reason why they couldn't stop them.
The Hawks are part of the NBA.
Yeah.
However, they can stream whatever they want to that involves. Okay, so.
That's because the NBA lets the Hawks do that. Is Riot going to let these teams stream whatever they want to when they already had this agreement?
Okay, so here's the problem. You got to be careful because they're purchasing a group. Okay, we're not talking about just League of Legends. These individuals will have the ability over League of Legends, CS:GO, Smite, Here's the Storm, all that stuff.
Yep.
All of those. Now, of course, if Twitch isn't allowed to do that, that would be interesting because they could boot the League of Legends team, which would then cause maybe one of the top echelon teams to go. So you got to be careful.
Yeah.
Now the question is, let's talk about the franchises that the 76ers bought, and then the co-owner of the Golden State Warriors.
Yep.
I would make the assumption that they would have some ability to show off their team stuff even with this exclusive contract.
Yeah. I don't know, I don't know.
I would be very interested.
It'll be
Maybe this is
interesting.
something we'd have to like look further into.
Yeah, and I think as far as what the agreements were, we'll probably just have to wait to see. Does one of these teams that agree with Twitch, if they get to those finals, how is that going to be done?
Right.
Because then you also have to think, how are the broadcast booths? Are you going to have multiple broadcast booths? Are you going to have one broadcast booth for the MLB thing? And is Twitch going to bring in their own separate,
Once
broadcast
again,
booth?
you're talking
and
about
recording?
you're talking about local versus national. When you're doing local, you get Dave Archer and Durham for local, and then you have an NFL national guy who's also doing the game for football.
Yeah.
So same with basketball. You have Dominique Wilkins and Rathburn for Atlanta, and then you have Steven Jackson and Reggie Miller or something going for TNT.
We shall see.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting. Okay, so anyways, moving on to the next topic, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, at any time during this show, you can drop a comment, an opinion, a topic, subject, question, whatever, and that's where we're going to go next. Okay, so please, if you're on Facebook or if you're on Twitch, let her rip. All right, so moving on to the next thing. Okay, so this was a little bit interesting, and this is an independently developed game called BladeShield.
BladeShield.
Okay, it's a VR game.
Okay.
It's meant to be played by the HTC Vive. It's in the Steam VR section.
All right.
It's $2.99. It's available right now. And rather than showing you the trailer, I would just recommend going to alterconfusion.com and just watch the trailer. But basically, you are the unfortunate night guard of a space transport ship that, unfortunately, due to some like crazy electrical storm, the AI goes absolutely rogue.
Oh no!
And so the AI basically takes every single drone that's on the ship and goes after you.
Imagine that.
Okay, dokies. No. So one of the things that I have to, the thing that, I don't know. Okay, so basically this game, I'm sorry, I'm just going to say it. It is an absolute 100% ripoff of Star Wars, where Luke Skywalker has got like the blinders on and he's got the little like practice orb where he's trying to hit it with the lightsaber. I mean, that's literally it, except you don't, well, technically you have the VR helmet, so ta-da! But literally you're standing in place. You have a lightsaber, an energy blade in one hand, and then potentially another energy blade, or they could both become shields that can reflect attacks. And basically, it's basically you're just trying to last as long as you can.
My problem is, I learned this weekend that VR makes me sick. I played it both on Saturday and Sunday. I had two separate things for like 5-minute intervals, and at the end, I was ready to hurl.
Were you moving?
My body, I wasn't like doing, flips in midair.
No, I'm saying like in the VR thing, were you just looking left, right,
Yes.
up, down, or was your character actually moving?
Yeah,
in the
my
game?
character was not actually moving.
Okay, so you were stationary, but you were able to look in all
Yes.
directions. Okay, that's BladeShield. BladeShield, from my understanding, from all that I know, you're stationary and just looking around to make sure that no drones are coming at you, and then you slice and dice. At least that's what they attempt to do.
One of them I played was the same exact idea. It's basically wherever you were aiming your head, you automatically shot at enemies just trying to attack you. It's just a horde of zombies coming at you, and you just look at them and you shoot them with your head. Kind of the same exact idea, where you just... It's really some of these games, especially like this, or like the one I played, it's really more, it seems like to me, than anything else to show you what VR can do.
Gotcha.
And I will say the experience is pretty cool. I mean, I could just stand there like this and just, shoot zombies. So as far as, that part...
That'd be disorienting to me.
I
need to have something in my hands.
Well, and so that part was fine, because when you first play it, like, there's no... I'm trying to think how to put this. Even though you're shooting things, there's really nothing on the screen that really grabs you. Like, you need to use your hands for this. Like, even like the ammo pack was just a yellow square. So it's just something you look at and shoot the laser at to get the ammo, but nothing really looked like something you needed to like grab, or you didn't like see your own gun that you're shooting with your hand. So
That would
really
be disorienting to
nothing,
me. I would get sick with that.
like nothing really looked like something you needed to grab. But then I also did like that Facebook VR experience, and in that one I definitely felt like I wanted to grab things because like it came up like face to face with an elephant, or like you felt like you're in a zoo where you could like pet the elephant.
So it's literally just all visual and. Did you have a controller?
No, that one you didn't.
Okay, see, I can't do that. That would disorient the crap out of me. If I'm put into a virtual world, I have to have some kind of tactile something.
Well, this was the Oculus.
And also, if I am playing if I'm playing in a virtual world, I want to at least see virtual hands or something.
Nope, no hands in this one.
Then I would be sick as a dog.
Oh, there you go.
It'd be very disorienting. Anyway, so BladeShield, it's out, $2.99, Steam VR, check it out.
VR, so indie games coming to the VR world. Did you see that a bunch of the VR companies are creating their VR consortium of some sort to try to figure out the unifying standards of the world?
They already did.
No, this is a new one.
No, they already did. They're just making it official. They've all basically come together.
You see who's not
and
here.
they've been trying really hard to get Oculus to just suck it up and join them. But our stuff is so much better. Well, it was better. Now we're like completely different code base, and if we join you guys, then we'll have to redo everything, and we don't want it because we were first.
No, this one, Steam's not a part of it.
But the HTC Vive is?
Yes. HTC is part of it, Steam is not.
That makes no sense because Steam is going to be utilizing that standard SDK. So
I didn't say there's logic to it, man.
Then, okay, well, Steam technically does not have VR equipment. So that would be why Steam's not involved, because HTC Vive is preferred by Steam. It's not owned by Steam.
Yeah, I think there's still a little bit of collaborative effort going on there. Just a little.
As long as the HTC Vive is on board and it's a journalized consortium, then there's no problem, because they're still going to be running off the same SDK, which all the Steam games will be able to recognize, because it's something that's behind the scenes. It's not something that Steam has to install, because they'll come with the game. So I don't see a problem. Was Oculus part of that? Because I don't think so.
I did not see that.
I'm pretty sure that Oculus is not going to be, because they've been bitching and moaning and stomping and whatever, because they had a hell of a lead and they did some dumb shit. Well, after their sales, they went in a totally different direction from my understanding, and now no one knows who's really in front. However, it's all the other VR guys and then Oculus over here. And everyone's like, let's see here. We've got like 7 or 8 different headsets that are now utilizing a standard SDK. And then there's one headset that's using their own special stuff.
We're special, though, don't you know?
Oh my God, I just got it.
At least they have the handkerchiefs.
Oculus is this next generation's Mac, and the standardized SDK are the PCs. I got it. That's it.
And both flourish just fine in their own regard.
Yeah.
One's good for gaming, though, and one's not.
Well, Oculus is going to go the new social media experience.
Well, when I did do the Oculus Facebook experience, there was no games. It was all about the experience of being in this immersive world.
Come, be part of a lecture, attend a concert, go talk to the elephants.
I want to talk to an elephant. I want to sit on an elephant, actually. It would be fun.
All right, let's move on from one VR topic to another VR topic, and that is, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of you out there have probably played the game Werewolf.
Ah, you're the werewolf!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, basically it is a game where it's a party game. Basically, you grab as many people as you can. We'll say, just for the hell of it, we'll say 8 people, okay?
That's a small group of werewolves.
All right, fine, 16 people.
There you go, that's being a man!
All right, so in this group of 16 people, there's villagers, okay? Everyone's assigned a villager. However, there are 2, count them, 2 individuals who are werewolves. No, it's 2. With 16, it's 2.
Okay.
Plus 16 is 3, unless you really want to speed it up. The standardized game rules state 2.
Okay.
Anyways, so you have so you basically, in this game, you have a night cycle and a day cycle. And the night cycle is when the werewolves look at each other, and then the other group looks at each other, and these whatever is, you get a bunch of different groups that get to interact in the nighttime. Then it comes daytime, and everyone goes, I think that that person is the werewolf, and then everyone votes, and whoever gets the most votes gets.
Not exactly.
All right.
It's not a popularity vote. It's you vote on a person, and if they get the majority of the votes, then they're the ones who get killed. It's a simple majority.
That's what I just said.
No, you said whoever gets the most votes. So it makes it, you make it the problem is you don't always get the most votes, or you don't always get a simple majority, and then you go into a different dumb format.
So basically, the vast majority of the time, if you've got people who are good wordsmiths, you won't run into the secondary format. You will have, depends on the variation. I have a set that villagers have different powers. Right, there's the seer, there's
probably this is Ultimate Werewolf is probably what it is. That's the one that everybody plays.
All right, so anyways, so...
Because One Night Werewolf sucks.
All right, so... No, it's multiple days.
It's Ultimate Werewolf is what it is.
You whittle it down until the number of werewolves is equal to the number of villagers. So if there are 3 werewolves and you're down to 3 villagers, the werewolves win. If there's 2 werewolves and there are 2 villagers, the werewolves win. If there's 1 werewolf and 1 villager, the werewolves win. Now, so this game has now gone to VR. It is available for $29.99.
How much?
$29.99. It is available from the publisher Ubisoft and is called Werewolves Within. It is a VR game in which you basically sit around a campfire and you get to see all of the players, up to 8 players for this one. And, you know, you get to do your night cycles and your day cycles and then try to determine who is the werewolf, and you can play that way.
I wonder how it's done with like the moderator and choosing stuff, because one of the fun parts about Ultimate Werewolf is basically whoever's modding your game gets to pick everybody's powers of the villagers and who can do what, and you know, do you have a seer, do you have a knight, do you have whatever, and that's really what helps the flow and to control it. I wonder with the VR version, how's that part of it going to work of controlling, you know, how fast does the game move? Basically, and you know, and one of the problems, like I was saying with the voting, is usually it's because within X amount of time you can't decide on who is basically the werewolf, and that's when it goes to crappy format because you can't get a majority on a person. So that's be interesting to see with I mean, I can definitely see a werewolf working in the VR element, but how will that actually work with the human interaction part? You know, is it one of those things where I haven't done VR with multiple people? Do you hear all people at once when they talk? How easy is it to tell who's actually talking? You know, if
I would assume that there's some kind of indicator on that.
You know, if you hear, you know, if you got 8 people and the person over here is talking, how easy to tell? You know, obviously, if you're sitting in a real circle, it's easy to tell. You know, if they're talking from over here, do you have to have really good headsets to be able to hear correctly? You know, right channel, left channel.
I would assume that you would have surround sound. However, there would probably be some kind of secondary indicator stating who is talking. Now, of course, because I can't turn off my work brain at all, the question then becomes, let's say that you do play Werewolf.
Okay.
Werewolves Within in a VR situation. And one of the individuals that's playing is deaf. Can they play?
Well, going to your idea, it would probably...
You would need closed caption, but it would have to be basically closed captioning on demand. You'd have to have a hell of an algorithm that basically was able to spit stuff out like that. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen.
Sorry, I think it'd be pretty hard.
Yeah, it would be very hard.
But what you could do is there's no reason why you couldn't have, you know, private ASL games.
True.
Or, you know, something along those lines, because, I mean, that'd be a perfect format for people to be able to do it. The other thing I'd be curious of, too, is how, when you have 8 people working together like that, is like with latency and lag. How that work with them working together so it's a seamless experience?
Very good question. I don't know. That's a very good question. Thankfully, it would not be action intensive, so...
This is very true. Yeah, so it's, I mean, I could see a definitely interest in that game, you know, from that perspective. 8 people is a little bit small for my taste. That's just my own personal experience.
I'm assuming that this is probably just kind of like to test the waters.
See how it goes. You know, is it a centralized server or is it, you know, hosted on somebody's computer?
Right.
Old
right.
school style.
Probably not.
I wouldn't think so. I think it'd be a centralized server.
You'd have to. I'm almost 100% sure that they're going to have authentication.
The other, you know, as we also see kind of board games, you know, let's just consider Werewolf a board game for the moment.
Well, yeah.
Is, you know, you can get Ultimate Werewolf, what is it, $30 anyways, like the real version?
Uh-huh.
And one of the nice things about it is you go to, let's just say,
Dragon Con.
you're at Dragon Con and you get to go play Werewolf for free all you want because somebody owns the decks and stuff. And so for somebody like me who's going to play twice a year, it's a very low cost proposition.
Right.
It doesn't cost me anything. Whereas, you know, you're talking $30 for Werewolf. Are people going to be willing to drop $30 for this game in the first place? Whereas people like me, there's a lot of people out there who never actually purchased the game.
Okay, so let's. I'm going to just say this, just be devil's advocate. I'm still not completely sold on VR games yet, because yes, Ubisoft is publishing this, but it's not one of the major franchises, and not everyone's going to be, oh my god, I gotta get a VR helmet now. So yes, every single copy will be $30, and basically in the real world, physical world, you could buy the game for $30, and then you can play it whenever you want to. If you're going to do it at conventions, you also have to factor in the hotel stay and the con badge and the food and the gas.
Sure.
But let's be honest. Also, the virtual one, you can make friends without ever leaving the comforts of your home.
Yay! I know, we can do a VR Thursday night hangout. Yes.
If someone wants to gift us some VR helmets and a rig that can run the VR helmet, sure.
We'll be happy to test it out for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
You were
But yeah.
saying? Yeah.
No, it's interesting. I'd love to like watch some demos of it with, you know, maybe some play sessions. If they were to like do it through Twitch, if there's like a spectator mode where we can watch people play Werewolf to see what it's all about.
Well, in a game like Werewolf, it is 100% about personal communication.
Right.
It's being able to read people's cues. You know, how good is the visuals? Good. Like, you know, I call, you're the werewolf, and you're watching for facial cues.
You ain't gonna see it.
Exactly, and that's a big part of Werewolf are those body cues. You can't see that in a werewolf. So that in itself is a really big deal with the game.
You would literally have to listen to voice only.
Yeah, that's it. And a game like Werewolf, that's begging for DLCs. Oh, you want to play a version that can have these type of villagers? You got to pay an extra $5. But now you can only join these games because you have to have the right DLC to join them.
I would simply just use text to speech. I would never actually talk.
There you go. You could just, now you'll never actually know who I am.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on from this one. And this is...
Can I ask you a question?
Yes,
Do you mind if I go back?
Go for it.
Is there a, you know, since we're on the topic of Werewolf, a board game, is there a board game that you'd like to see made into a VR game that you would actually enjoy? That you think would benefit from being VR? Let's put it that way.
That's a really good question.
I don't have an answer to it. I was just
It
thinking.
would be kind of fun to do some sort of card-based game where you could see your cards in your HUD, but be able to interact with the individuals and make subtle gestures to do acts. The game I'm immediately thinking of, I don't know why I'm thinking about this, but it might be cool if it were to work out well, would be Munchkin.
I thought you were going there.
That would be kind of cool, you know? Like, you'd be like, I'm going to backstab this guy. Like, what? Oh no, look at that. The monster got stronger.
I can see that.
That would be fun. Because, you know, the less, with VR, when you're translating like a board game or a card game or something like that into VR, for individuals who would be easy, what's up, wet kid? for people to really be able to jump in, it would have to be simple. It'd have to be easy to pick up. Now, of course, you know, Munchkin rules gets kind of crazy. Then, of course, there's house rules and all that stuff. But yeah, it would be, that would be kind of cool.
I could see it.
Hell, just do Hand of Fate.
There you go. You already have the video game. Just make it into VR. No big deal.
So, all right. So, you have any other thoughts on VR?
Yeah, it's, you know, if I'm going to think of some place to do VR, board games is honestly not the place to pick. Because part of the beauty for a board game is that human interaction. And I get that VR is trying to bring, I get it.
There's human interaction, in my mind, will always trump any type of interaction. That's why I have like a hard time with like yes, I understand like old school StarCraft where we do LAN parties. There's still that human interaction. Yes, we're still going like this, but you can yell at one another because you're in the same room, or you could do split screen hot seat shit, and that adds a new element. But to me, I will never ever use a microphone while I'm playing games. I won't do it. I will, if there's a game out there that I play that has the microphone option, I will immediately go, sorry guys, mic is broken. I will never talk.
Why?
I don't want to talk to anyone. I just want to play the game. Because with my luck, it's going to be some 12-year-old who's going to try to rip me a new one, and I've already muted everybody anyways, so I'm not going to hear it.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm not.
You are who you are, man.
Yeah, man, I am. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce you to an exclusive, and that, of course, is the...
What is this?
Dude, I wish I could help, but I'm just here for the Chips t-shirt, which is available until next Tuesday. All you got to do is go to any of our social networks or to the website. It's up there. You just click on the link, and you'll be taken over to the Teesprings website where you can purchase this shirt or the hoodie or the sticker.
What if I'm here for the beef?
Sorry.
So I have to come here for the chips. That's my only choice?
That's the only choice.
Alrighty then.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll see what I can do about these chips. What kind of chips?
Any chips you want. Could be tortillas, could be potato, could be
Ooh.
waffled, could be...
It's the land of chips.
Yeah, man. It's basically like you came here and your buddy's having a total breakdown, but you came because you're hungry.
And you really don't care about your buddy. You just want the chips.
Yeah.
Here, have a chip. We'll make you feel better.
That sounds familiar. Something from my past. Anyways, moving on. So, yes, go get your t-shirt, please.
There you go. You can get t-shirts from the web that are orange and all about chips.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is, of course, the time that we're going to just give you a couple of links of information. Of course, I don't have the actual image up there. Actually, I could probably just swing it up here while we're talking. But, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to find out anything and everything about Ultra Confusion, all you got to do is follow us on many of our social networks. And, of course, we are on Twitter. We are on Facebook. We're on Twitch, of course, because that's where we're broadcasting from. And then if we are also, there it is. We are also on
Look
YouTube.
at that! Woo!
And so,
We don't need no faces.
Here we go. So you can go to our website, www.ultraconfusion.com. You can go to our Facebook page.
Ultra Confusion.
You can go to Twitter.
At Ultra Confusio without the N because...
The N would break the internet.
And of course, we're on YouTube at...
Ultra Confusion LLC.
But we're also not currently, correct me if I'm wrong, posting our Thursday night hangouts to YouTube, but we are posting other content to YouTube.
So YouTube's basically going to be the place to pick up anything, but the Thursday night hangout. So if you want to check out the interviews, or I'm going to start doing video reviews of the games starting soon. So basically, what we're trying to do, let me get rid of this now.
No!
What we're trying to do with YouTube is, well, actually with the Thursday night hangouts, we want you to actually show up to the show, because there's a lot of stuff that we want your actual interactions with.
We want live people talking to us.
The-
I don't want just Charlie talking to me. I want
Now-
you.
Now, of course, if you are interested in finding out if you're interested in finding out what happened during the previous Thursday Hangout, just subscribe to our iTunes podcast. That's where you get, basically, you'll get an audio-only version
Yay!
of the show. Now, Wax Kid brings up, talk about about YouTube. Did you hear the news? Okay, so there's a couple things that happened with YouTube, and the one that I know off the top of my head is the fact that YouTube has been denying this has been happening, but apparently the subscribers for channels has been just like all over the place. The viewer metrics is completely off, and the recommended videos, like no one knows what the hell happened to the algorithm. There are big YouTubers out there who will have like hundreds of thousands of views one day, and then the next video that they put ends up having negative 6,900 views.
Sounds like their database is having some issues.
Yes. So YouTube's running into a lot of problems. And a really interesting thing also is that one of the biggest, he is the biggest YouTuber out there, PewDiePie, is actually saying that once he hits a certain number of subscribers, he's killing the channel. He's walking away.
He's done?
He'll be done. Now, that's not to say he'll come. He may come back, but he will just shut his channel down.
Why?
Which it's one, he's been doing it forever.
Okay.
Two, he's in a position where he's comfortable with his finances and has the ability to do so.
That's fine.
And it would be a very interesting study to see what would happen when the biggest YouTube channel goes. What will happen to the algorithms? What will happen to the recommend page? What will happen to basically everyone else is on YouTube?
Will YouTube blow up and cease to exist?
Who knows? It's a very interesting thing. But yes, YouTube is having some serious problems. They still haven't figured it out. I'm still, the thing that's interesting is this could all be a smokescreen that YouTube's running, because maybe they're having more issues than they anticipated with the YouTube Heroes initiative, which of course, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't remember what the YouTube initiative is, it is basically the individuals, the viewers, whatever, can help YouTube to weed out the bad by helping flag bad videos or copyright infringements or a bunch of other stuff, which is kind of scary.
Charlie's been doing it, right?
No, God.
No.
But the cool thing about YouTube Heroes, okay, so when you're doing actions within YouTube, you get points. And the more points you get, the more higher up level you get.
Yeah.
And when you level up, then at some point you can you can do things en masse. And that's the really scary thing. But there is a real cool feature. And that is that the YouTube community, YouTube Heroes, they have the capabilities of going to a video and closed captioning it.
That's useful.
Which is awesome. That would be phenomenal. So that anyone and everyone who wants to be able to find out what the videos are about, what they're talking about, would be able to do so, because closed captioning would be crowdsourced, basically. It would be open source. That's what I meant, open source. So very interesting for that thing, but it's still very scary to basically put the power into
Power to the
hands
people,
of
man.
strangers. And if there's enough people that have a vendetta against someone, they could literally just destroy that person.
So it's kind of like voting for a president.
It's kind of like being able to bully someone to the point where they disappear.
It sounds useful.
Yes, it's cyberbullying all over again. So anyways, yes, YouTube.
Having some issues.
Yeah, a metal cover of BYOB song got flagged through this crap for infringing on Freebird's copyright. Yeah. See, Okay, so the problem is a lot of the individuals out there don't understand copyright law and fair use law. So you have individuals who go out on a vendetta because they find it disrespectful for people to utilize certain things. So they go after them and you know, set a flag or whatever. And a lot of individuals on YouTube, this is the big one, a lot of people that are big on YouTube, they monetize all of their videos. So when you start flagging their videos, they lose that monetization of the video, so you're not gaining any money off it. Which, let's say that hypothetically, you have 200,000 viewers on there, okay? So for the 200,000 viewers, you probably get, I don't know, like, I'm just gonna say a random number, $50 off that, okay? But let's say that you do that, so you get that amount of people to view your channel 7 days a week, okay? So that's $350. But let's say that someone flags, basically every single time you put something up, someone flags it because they're like, oh, that's copyright because you're talking about Dunkin' Donuts. So you can't take that.
Donuts.
So, but the thing is, it's on a much massiver scale, okay? So like people who are getting hundreds and thousands and even millions of views, they're getting nothing because you have vindictive people out there who are flagging the videos because they don't understand that that there's this thing called fair use, and as long as you're within that realm, and you can, sometimes it's open to interpretation, but as long as you're in that realm, you should still be able to monetize it. Now, of course, that's one of the other reasons why Ultra Confusion is not going to be putting the Thursday Night Hangouts onto YouTube, is because we can't monetize that, because the vast majority of our stuff has had trailers in it, which are not our own property. We could talk about the trailer, but we couldn't actually show you the trailer, which would be kind of weird. That's why we're not doing trailers anymore, because that's just weird.
You can't show YouTube on YouTube.
Yeah, you can't YouTube the YouTube of the YouTube.
Sorry, no MetaTube.
Hello.
No.
But anyways, so that, you know, so if you want to learn about the past Thursday Night Hangouts, subscribe to our podcast over on iTunes. It might. No, I was about to say, you might be able to find it on the Zune Marketplace, but I don't even know if that still exists.
Your best bet, though, is just come here every Thursday night.
Yeah, just come to twitch.tv/AlterConfusion. If you miss one, then just check out the podcast, and you can listen to it in your car.
And catch up with us next week, and the week after, and the week after, and the week after.
Exactly. Now, of course, switch over to the audience one real quick.
Sure, I would love to.
Now, of course, if at any time, now or in the future, if you have any... you need to actually flip it over, dude.
Oh, yes.
And you can actually take that, whatever. Anyways.
Just stop studio mode?
Yeah. I was just going to say you can remove that, whatever. Anyways, if you, at any time in the present and in the future, if you have any topics, comments, concerns, questions, whatever, seriously, just reach out to us, and we'll add it to our talk. I mean, that's what we do this for, so that we can build a conversation and a community with y'all. Zealeus and I could talk without putting a camera. I mean, it's still a lot of fun when we have a camera because the people could chime in.
You know what else makes it more fun?
What?
Beer.
Water?
Well, this is water. But beer! If I had beer instead of water. But I need to drink water tonight. So
all right, anyway. So, okay. So, let's move on. We got 2 more topics.
Campers!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of individuals out there might remember
Make it sound very official.
that we have a very good friend by the name of Craig Campbell. He is an RPG maker. He is the gentleman behind Murs and Acquisitions, which was a successful Kickstarter, and I believe the book will be finalized this month, sometime very soon.
Yes!
There's a wrap-up party happening really, really soon.
Saturday?
Yes. And...
Are you going?
Yes.
Sweet.
And so this past Saturday, there was, by invitation only, a Capers playtest.
Indeed.
Zealeus and I got to participate in one of the sessions where we got to play Capers. Capers is a game. It's a pencil paper RPG based in Prohibition 1920s, where special individuals have superhuman-like powers.
But they're not superheroes.
They're not superheroes.
They're not that powerful.
No.
They're like a step above.
They're basically
They're like Hulk Hogan.
No.
No.
That's no.
No.
Anyways, so Capers is it bases the entire system is based around 52 cards. So basically, your chance to be successful is based off of the value of the card. Then there's different values for damage and for damage for ranged and damage for melee. And then, of course, the interesting thing and the great thing about all of Craig's games is that it really allows you to kind of jump into like the role.
It's not that complicated.
It's not going to be like, well, I got to get out my calculator and my spreadsheets to figure out if I have even a chance to hit you.
I do like having a protractor with my compass to figure out my ranged attack with using the Pythagorean theorem.
Right. Anyways, so it was a lot of fun. I, of course, was being the normal person that I am. I was basically tiptoeing the line of being absolutely insane, idiotic, and basically a total asshole.
I'm just the one who runs in there with brute force and punches people in the face and gets, well,
He's
this time
Rambo.
I was lit on fire.
He's basically Rambo, and I was the kind of guy who's like, I'm sorry, what leg was the Achilles tendon cut in? Okay, I'm going to bash that dude's knee, the other leg. I'm going to use brass knuckles and crush it. So he couldn't get away, but we got to talk to him.
I'm pretty sure he wasn't going to get away with the cut Achilles tendon either.
You never know, he could have hopped one leg. Now he can't hop at all.
Clearly you never have your Achilles tendon severed by an arrow.
No, but I've seen people who have snapped their Achilles and they're able to hop on one leg for some sort of distance. Well, I guess I could have tripped him, but it was whatever. Anyway, so it was a very interesting thing. We played for like 4 hours.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we didn't get through the whole scenario, but it was a lot of fun. A couple different combat scenarios, as well as just overall role play. I mean, we got to talk to different characters. We got to do some investigating and
We'd investigate to
quests.
find out where the liquor is being imported from.
Yeah, so it was very interesting, and hopefully, in the not too distant future, Craig will be showing up to conventions and will be showing off capers and doing play tests that everyone can enjoy it as much as
Hopefully
us.
someday we could have him on the Alt Confusion podcast to talk about capers
Yes.
and how awesome it is.
Yes. Now, one thing I will say is that when Capers is in a much, I don't want to say much, when Capers is in a more stable condition and when Craig is willing to basically show it off to the world, we will be recording a special play test of it and probably also interviewing Craig so that we can then gift it to the masses so that you may learn about the awesomeness that is Capers.
It sounds like an excellent plan for an excellent game.
Which, of course, the reason why I keep saying Capers is because it is charisma, agility, power. Oh shit, what was the E?
Evasion? No.
No.
Epsilon? No.
Nope. Energy? No.
No.
Oh god, I'm a terrible person now. Evasiveness? No.
No.
They want intelligence. Whatever. It spells.
There's no I.
I know. Damn it, it's gonna bug the crap out of me. Where's Craig when you need him?
Where is the Campbell man?
All right, so it's Capers is charisma. Charisma. A is agility. P is power. E is fuck it. I don't remember. Anyways, check it out. Just go endurance. God damn it. It's endurance, isn't it?
Probably.
Yeah. Are you cheating? What does it say? What does it say?
Well, yes, I'm cheating.
What does it say?
It's
Oh,
loading!
God. What is
Ah!
What did you do? It's there. No, it's not. There it is. No, it's not.
What the?
What are you doing? Stop playing with my emotions!
It's not going well. Come on, all right, try this again. Where's the actual abbreviation?
Go down. Where's the statistics? Wait. There it is. There's.
Exploit? Nope, that's not it. Nope, that's not it yet.
Okay, well, the S is speed, right?
There we go. Wait,
What is
nope.
Stop.
Charisma, agility, power, expertise, resilience, and sense.
Sense. There you go, ladies and
Yeah, I would not have guessed that.
Nope.
Yeah.
But anyways, all of those different stats, skills, get utilized in different ways to kind of like complement your card flipping.
And just to kind of give you an idea, like say you're attacking somebody, and say they have an average defense. And basically to hit an average defense, you have to flip over an 8 or higher.
Yep.
So let's just say you have a normal attack, so you can flip over cards 3 times. What makes it fun to me is you flip over your first card, you get a 10 of spades, let's just say. Well, you've hit them, you know you've hit them, but actually that's bad. Let's go with the 10 of diamonds.
There you go.
Because if you get the 10 of diamonds, you've hit them, but the diamond is basically the least powerful suit in the game. So do you take the chance to then flip another card to get a better suit than a diamond, but now if you flip it over, you might get a 3, flip it over again, then you get a 4. So now you've taken
the last flip.
Yep, and now you've taken the chance. So once you flipped over and you decided, I don't want to keep that 10 of diamonds, it's gone. It's kaput, no more. And there's other elements, like there's ways you can flip over more cards or do more damage, but the kind of like gambling aspect, and the other thing I liked about that aspect too is sometimes you play RPGs and there's not a lot of kind of relying on your teammates. Like, hey man, what do you think? You know, people just gotta do their own thing.
That was another great thing, was that there was a lot of conversation with the card flip, and I did a couple times.
It's like, hey man, what do you think? Like, should I, do I take my chance and go balls to the walls to get more damage? Like, nah, man, I think you should stay. It's like, all right. So it kind of forces a different way of communication, because most games you roll your dice and you're done. Like, so I like that gambling aspect is fun. And I know the one worry that Craig had, which I don't think was really too much of an issue, is you might get like a stat head, who they're going to flip over that 10 of diamonds. And they're going to run through like some, calculus derivative to figure out the chances of getting the 10 of spades instead of 10 of diamonds. But they have a slow calculator in their brain. So they'll sit there, But we were pretty, I think, expedient as far as deciding what we wanted to do. So I really liked that card aspect. I thought it was very unique and interesting.
Yeah.
So definitely a fun game to check out.
Just keep an eye on it. It's at nerdburgergames.com.
Indeed.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's do the promotions of all the friends of the show.
We have friends?
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to try. I hope that I can get all of y'all in there. But let us start with White Kid 47. White Kid 47, of course, is an individual who is a very good friends with us. Media. So we're talking like reporter, journalist, does a lot of photo shoots around anime conventions. Speaking of which, ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to an anime convention, you need to check to see if White Kid 47 is going, because if he is, you're going to want to find out when he sets up his photo shoot schedule so that you can get your shots from White Kid.
You know what we need to do next time we're at someplace with White Kid?
What's that?
We need an Ultra Confusion photo shoot, man.
Yeah, White Kid, make it MomoCon.
We're getting a photo shoot.
Photo shoot.
Maybe we can even get Jesse there.
He'll be there.
3 amigos.
Yeah, we'll get him there.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
All right, so White Kid 47. Let's go. Since we already brought up Craig Campbell, let's do it one more time. Craig Campbell from Nerdburger Games, also the Nerdburger podcast, which you can listen to on iTunes. But Nerdburger Games, of course, is Capers and Mergers and Acquisitions. Mergers and Acquisitions, the entire manual will be available through Drive-Thru RPG sometime this month. So be on the lookout so that you too can get in on that action.
That'll be a great Christmas present for all your gaming friends.
And of course, go straight to the special thanks page, because you'll see some very familiar names.
How familiar.
Like, if you watch the Thursday Night Hangout, very familiar.
That sounds very exciting. So it means Red will be on there.
Yeah, Red, exactly.
There we go.
Let's see here. A good friend that Zealeus actually finally got to meet in person, of course, is Derek Kamal. Derek Kamal was, it's D-E-R-E-K.
I can't spell.
All right. Derek Kamal is Shoreless Skies Publishing. He is the gentleman behind the book Holmes, which I finally have a physical copy of, and it is sitting right up there in a spot of honor on my shelf. And he's also the creator of an RPG called The Dig. Both of these both the game and the book are based in a dwarven world. Speaking of kind of like fantasy worlds, let us go with two different authors. One is Louis Puster III in the Saga of Ucamog. Don't even try to do Saga of Ucamog. Just do Louis Puster III. Thanks. Phenomenal book series. There's 3 books out and 1 novella. You definitely want to get all of them. It's very interesting. It's written from the aspect of an individual who is he is undead, sort of, kind of. He is. His name is Rack. And Rack is a he doesn't know his past, and he's slowly regaining it. The very interesting style that Louis writes in, though, is that the character does not know what other people are thinking. He only knows what he knows, and if he does, he can also make, assumptions, but he can't read anyone's mind, which is very interesting and very hard to do as a writer, to not try to, say, oh, he looks like he's thinking about this to help further the story. The other author that I want to bring up is Kendra Souter in her series, the Executioner series. There are 3 books in that. I, of course, have all 3 signed on my shelf of honor. I'm reading it on the Kindle. It's right next to Holmes. And it's kind of Buffy-esque. Like, she's an executioner. She's here to destroy all the monsters of the night.
All right, what could go wrong?
And of course, she falls in love with a bad guy.
Story of my life.
A very interesting series. I'm about almost through the first 2 books out of the 3. My one issue
You got an issue
with her writing style, of this, it might just be this series. This might just be a series that she wrote a long time ago, is that it's very easy for authors in general who feel like they have to remind you what's important that you've read. So what a lot of people will do is they'll do like flashbacks or maybe an inner monologue. However, I feel that at some points Kendra's writing style is a little bit excessive with reminding you about a battle or a death or how the main character feels about this specific thing. You're like, I got it. I know.
It's for people like me who don't have a very good memory, so we don't forget.
It's every like 5 pages, dude. You won't forget. And one more thing, ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking for a nerdy, like horror-esque podcast, you have to, of course, check out Vitamin Geek, which you can find on iTunes. It's a bunch of awesome individuals around the Tennessee area. I believe they're all from Tennessee.
Tennessee's a scary area.
And they just, they do their podcasts about nerdy stuff, and there's a lot of tinges of horror in it.
It works well for them.
So check out all of those people.
There's so many things to check out to keep your attention for the week.
Indeed. Now, of course, ladies and gentlemen, we are nearing, we've got about 10 minutes. So I do want to say this real quick. And of course, I do not have the damn slide there because I forgot it.
No!
But ladies and gentlemen, one of the things that is very, very dear to our heart about Ultra Confusion is it gives us a platform to talk about independent creators. Unfortunately, we need your help. As hard as it is for me to say this, in order for Alter Confusion to grow and to be able to support as many indie creators as we can, we need some backing. And so what we're looking to do for anyone out there, for fans or friends of fans, or well, actually, hopefully friends of fans will become fans. But basically, what we're looking is for some help in some shape or form. We have a Patreon page. That's Patreon.
I spelled that right. That's like the first thing tonight.
The Patreon page, basically, you can become a patron of Alter Confusion. And with that, you do a monthly donation to Alter Confusion, which then gets used towards an aspect of Alter Confusion, be it equipment updating, the ability to cover expenses for like electricity at a fan table, con badges if conventions are being ridiculous about the requirements needed to get con badges.
Gas, hotels.
You know what? I'm kind of like hotels probably, gas probably not.
I think gas and hotels are. It has to travel for a convention.
We'll start with just the core convention, then we'll branch out. I mean, look. At the end of the day, Alter Confusion has been coming out of my personal pocket since 2007. Okay, so I'm not going to lie. There's been a lot of money that's come out of my pocket for Alter Confusion, but I wouldn't change. I wouldn't change a damn thing because there was a lot of trial and error in the beginning, and I feel like Alter Confusion has definitely found some footing. I just hope that we've still got enough, or we're going to be able to gain enough to help out the indie creators that need that love and attention, to show that they have these amazing products and projects that people need to know about. Yes, I know I cannot make people millionaires. I wish I could. If I could, we'd probably be raking in the dough.
I'd be a millionaire and I'd be retired.
But what we can do is we can give individuals, independent creators, at least a little bit of a platform to help them, to maybe validate them when it comes to trying to go up the ladder to gain the recognition and the success. Because one of the things I've noticed, especially when it comes to reviews, when you're an independent developer, and the phone just died, but that's okay. Yep, my phone just died.
Oh no, the phone's dead.
So Facebook's gone. But anyways, one of the things I found out is that a lot of individuals don't actually like to read the reviews on the App Store, or even they're very hesitant about reading reviews anywhere, because they feel like when it's an independent project and there's only a couple of reviews, the vast majority of those reviews are probably going to be written by friends or by the developer themselves using pseudonyms.
Or hiring people.
Or pen names or whatever. So what we hope to do at Alter Confusion is to hopefully interview the creators, so that we now have an interview of them. And then also, now that there's an interview that's attached with the Alter Confusion name, we can then turn around and say, here's the review of their product. So now there's a validity thing that's going on, and that's what we want to do, okay? As much as I would love to say, I would like money.
I want money. Apparently I don't count.
Look, here's the deal. For me, I want to get enough money where Alter Confusion can roll, okay? Would I love to be able to do Alter Confusion 24/7? Absolutely. That would be phenomenal. That would be great.
Charlie played video games 24/7.
But at the end of the day, if I am able to securely help independent creators, that's what I'm looking for. That's the step I want to take, and then I'll worry about the rest of the shit. I just want to be able to basically even out the financial strain of Alter Confusion, because I'm not going to lie, there is a lot of money that basically pours out for Alter Confusion, be it any and every aspect of Alter Confusion.
This fancy new
microphones, lighting, cameras, computers, hotel rooms, conventions.
My cell phone bill.
Not your cell phone bill.
No, not my cell phone bill.
Nothing that's Zealeus, outside of him utilizing the Alter Confusion equipment, goes in that fund, okay? So here's the other thing, okay? So you have the Patreon. If you want to be a patron that pays every single month, go to patreon.com/AlticConfusion. If you feel that you want to do some kind of other kind of monetary donation, you can donate it. You can donate by either going to the AlticConfusion.com website and click on the donate button, or you can go to Twitch. And in the panels below this video, there is a donate button that actually that you can click on, and you can donate money to us that way. Now, if you feel like you want to help Alter Confusion, but you can't do it in a financial way, hit us up on any of the social media stuff, and we could work something out. Because if you want to help in some regard, I am more than willing to talk to you to see if we are like-minded individuals, so that we can get as much coverage on these independent creators as possible. Guess the other thing, it's no offense to Zealeus or Jesse or anyone else who helps with Alter Confusion, but 98.9% of the time, anything that happens on Alter Confusion is me. The reviews, the interviews, the videos, the editing, the podcast, whatever, that's me. If you want to help, contact us.
Charlie would love your help.
I want to grow this community. I want other indie creators to know, because the thing is, I could spout this shit all day long, but I need your help in some regard. If you want to simply just share our stuff with the masses, you see an article that you like, if you could retweet it, if you could repost it, if you like a video, if you could share it or like it or leave a comment on anything, that would allow us to gain more traction, so that in return we can hopefully gain a bigger base that we can then kind of like push to get more indie creators interested, so we can help them. Because one of the biggest Achilles heels for indie creators is that they believe the product will speak for itself. And I will tell you firsthand, that shit will never happen.
No?
What
if my product speaks?
Alter Confusion actually tried this, and it doesn't work. And I'm still hitting that hurdle from time to time. Okay, so let's help one another out. Let's help the indie creators, whole marketplace, whatever. Let's kick some ass. Let's show the world that there's some unique, amazing things that just need some time to be discovered.
I felt like I just watched one of those like PBS infomercials. In between watching Yawning at the Acropolis, it's between one of his magnificent shows. You have somebody with that amazing sultry voice who convinces you to give your life savings for a higher cause than yourself.
Look, I've always been an individual who wants to help out others, okay? And my way of helping is, for me personally, it has to be in the realm of something I understand. And when it comes to creation of a product, be it a book, a movie, music, games, both digital, and pencil and paper, card, whatever, that's more in my wheelhouse, okay? It's not to say that I don't want to like create a charity to help, underprivileged youth or something, but I'm not the kind of person to spearhead that.
That is a pretty noble calling.
It's absolutely. I will be a participant in it. That's what I do Extra Life for every single year. Child's Play is a phenomenal one. Anything around any of the cancer societies. I'm not going to spearhead events for that, or try to create my own group within the group, but I totally went off a tangent.
I thought you were going somewhere. I'm not quite. I'm still waiting for it to come circling back.
Independent creation is something I know. Okay, I've made pencil and paper RPGs. I've made music that I really want to forget about. Don't even ask. I've done a short movie, which will never see the light of day. I've done board games. I've done card games. I've also done digital games. I've done board games.
You've done it all!
When it comes to creation, I got you, okay? I will help as much as I can. I will give you a short interview or a long interview. whatever it takes to help out individuals. So let's do this. Tell your friends, share our stuff, or comment on how our stuff could be better. Or if you completely disagree with something that we say, tell us.
Disagree with us.
We want to open up a line of communication. That will allow all of us to better understand what's going on, or perhaps better understand a specific topic.
I get bored of disagreeing with him all the time. I need somebody else to disagree with, man.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the end of the Thursday Night Hangout. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in to the Alter Confusion Thursday Night Hangout. For myself, Charlie and Zealeus, it has been a pleasure to give you everything coming out of our heads, our mouths, and of course, our hearts. We'll be here next week.
Yes, I'll be here next week. Yes.
We will be here next week for another Thursday Night Hangout. Yes. Now, of course, before we sign off, I do want to say that if you have any, in the meantime, between now and the Thursday Night Hangout, if you have any thoughts, any topics you think of that you want us to cover, questions, subjects, criticisms, hit us up through any of our social media means, or just go straight to www.alterconfusion.com. See you, Angels. And then hit us up, and let's build an amazing show for next week.
There you go.
So thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.
Remember, kids, keep on gaming in the free world.
Amen to that, brother.